Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are we?
Good, thanks in yourself.
Not a
You
bad,
look
man.
stressed.
Nah, not stressed. I'm just a bit all over the place. Busy with this, busy with that. So yeah, final show for now, and then we're gonna go on a bit of a month break on Ramadan, and then yeah, and then we'll basically come back after Ramadan again. Ron, good evenings, everyone. Guys, let's get the likes up, guys. Let's do this. Let's make this a smashing episode. We're on episode 14, right?
Jeez,
Yeah,
really?
episode 14. Then we're taking a bit of a month break. For those that don't know, it's
Yeah,
obviously
can you actually educate me and maybe anybody else who doesn't know what takes place during Ramadan?
look, it's a month that you reflect, you get yourself back into, your religious side, it's a month you do good, you're basically cleansing all the negativity out of your body. It's a month you do good and those kind of things. So Uh, I will still scroll through TikTok as normal, and then I will just like maybe sit in someone's live and just listen to what they are saying. But I'm not going to engage, you know, in conversations that might
So,
lead into kind of different conversations where, your whole
yeah.
uh
So can you decide what you want to fast, or does it have to be food?
no,
Or
it's
is
going
that
to
like
be
what you
food.
fasting?
It's going to be your food and your drinks. That is like standard. So you can't drink, you can't eat, and you obviously have to like just live a righteous life. It's like preparing you and also teaching you about how other countries, how people in general are struggling,
Yeah.
on a daily basis, where you appreciate in the evening that meal. But there's a lot that goes into it. I'll
Mm.
probably do some lives where I just like, we call it nasihas, where I will just play some nasihas in the background, you know. I'll probably do the nice thing about this TikTok. It allows me to pull up YouTube stuff, obviously on the screen and that,
Yeah, yeah,
so I
yeah, yeah.
can so I can play that as well, and people can sit and they just receive all the blessings. It's quite a lot of things here. But yeah, it's
Nice.
interesting. I will have a conversation with you off the platform on WhatsApp. We'll talk about
No,
what's
it's good.
going on
So
and
always
yeah.
good to learn new
Mm.
things.
No, 100%, man, 100%. Yeah, guys. So for those that missed the predictions, it was done. 7:30. I did put it out there. I'm not gonna go into that, but this is the final show of the podcast. I want to make this an exciting one. We are already on 780, 800, almost 1,000, which is good. So yeah. So, quite a lot of controversial topics I've got for tonight. Quite a lot of them. This is one of them, basically. Floating the football
Come
world.
on, Salah.
Come on, Salah. That's what they say. I believe so. We're also going to give you guys an opportunity, guys. Please share the live, tap the screen. Let's just smash the like button. So, obviously, I always take, obviously, some videos, from the people on the platform. Sometimes people want to just give an opinion about something. And like I say, it doesn't matter if we haven't played on the highest of level, but I'm sure you understand a goalkeeper's job is to keep the ball out of the net. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we all understand the game, and I guess so. It's not that we can't give an opinion about something. I mean, they also give an opinion about something as well. Yeah. So let's hear what this
Yeah.
gentleman had to say about Salah.
Hey, what is up, guys? I would like to wish all the Muslim and Islamic supporters and viewers, especially Iggy as well as the host, and I wish you guys the best of the best in the upcoming month of Ramadan. May you prosper in everything that you do, and may it be blessed. This week, I'm not going to have a lot of spice in respect of football content, but I want to talk about Mohamed Salah. Last time we spoke about whether he's world class or not, and he was made a comparison to Thierry Henry. This time, I want to talk about whether or not Mohamed Salah, based on his performances this season, whether he is deserving of a Ballon d'Or in the upcoming ceremony. We are in February going into March. He's contributed in every single goal, whether it's a goal or assist. in all the games that he's played, besides the Palace and the Nottingham Forest game. Furthermore, I feel like that's a great achievement. I would like to know whether he deserves the flowers this time around and whether he should be in contention of being a nominee and or winning the Ballon d'Or. Let me hear you guys' thoughts, and I wish you guys the best of luck in the month of Ramadan. Bye.
Appreciate it, that's appreciate it. You didn't even need to bring any spice. I think the message alone is like, I think it's like a beautiful message, you know.
Mm.
Also linking in with, does this man deserve the Ballon d'Or?
I mean, he's in the running. There's still a ways to go, and it will depend on what Liverpool win as well. I mean, I've never really agreed with that, to be honest, because I think it should be what you do individually as a player, because it's an individual award. But it's never really been like that. It depends what your team does. It's never really made sense to me. But um, if he keeps doing what he's doing right now, and Liverpool do win the league, potentially the Carabao Cup as well, then he's in the running. It also depends what Rafinha and Barcelona do as well, because Rafinha is playing really well. But right now, I think he is. I think he's the front runner for sure. I mean, with the numbers he's pulling out, he's going to beat Haaland's record for goal involvement. I mean, he's two away from tying it with Haaland already. He's on 42 at the moment. It's the end of February. Like, it's ridiculous.
100%. No, Rod, I wasn't speaking, Rod. I was giving the other co-host an opportunity to give his view, basically. Can you hear me, Brandon?
Yeah, yeah, perfect.
Okay, cool. All right, 100%. So, yeah, Rod, I was just giving the other co-host an opportunity to obviously respond. You know, Brandon, this is something I've been saying donkey years. I've been saying this. For me personally, I have never ever watched a Ballon d'Or ceremony. Ask me why? Because, like you say, journalists and people are voting for this. To me, it's very simple. I'm not a stat guy, but I would agree at certain things you need to use that stat. Now, when I say at certain things you need that stat, you first look at the team, what the team has been achieving, what silverware they've been winning, and then, of course, look at what that individual that's standing out in that team, what he has contributed to the team. Then you look at individual awards that is won in his league, that is won per match, whether it's a man of the match, whatever it is out there. Those are the kind of things I say you look at. Yes, World Cup and those kind of things, you win those are big competitions. But what did you do as an individual? So, in my opinion, I definitely believe that he's the front runner for it. I believe he definitely deserves it. And some people has been saying he's not a world class player. Absolutely, he's a world class player. The one thing I don't always agree with when people are comparing players, they don't compare apples with apples. It's always apples and pears. So I'm not going to go into detail about that, but in my opinion, I believe he definitely deserved that opportunity to actually not just be nominated, but to actually win it. Any comments?
It's going to be interesting because if he's not, say for instance, like he's not even in the top three or something, then there's definitely something against Africa or something.
100%.
Because he's been disrespected so many times when it comes to the Ballon d'Or. Um, I mean, he's already blasted Vinny Jr.'s stats out of the window from last season, and we know how he was crying. I mean, Madrid didn't even turn up to the Ballon d'Or,
Yeah,
so it's going
100%.
to be it's going to be
100%.
interesting. But he's playing with
100%.
that kind of. He just looks like he's playing with an authority at the moment. You know, when somebody just not in a cocky way, but you know when somebody knows that they're good, like the way that he's receiving the ball and pinning defenders back, and you can see that defenders are cucking themselves when Salah pins the
Absolutely.
ball
Absolutely.
and spins them.
And
But
you
yeah,
know what,
interested to see what the comments say.
um, I've got a comment that came to 2019, 2020 season. Both Salah, Virgil were robbed. They gave them token awards.
It's interesting there because Virgil that season he was amazing, but how do you how do you compare that? Like at that stage, it was Messi and Ronaldo. Like, how do you compare
Yeah,
what Van
100%.
Dijk does to what they do? It's so. It all depends on how you see
It's
football.
all about
It's
individual. You see, the only thing is the problem I've got with Ballon d'Or, like you rightfully pointed out about Vinny. How come the people know about this before that envelope get opened up?
yeah, that I don't
How does it
understand.
even like that should be no one knows about that. Journalists and these people should not know about these things. You can be what brilliant journalist, but you should not know about these things, you know.
Mm.
Anyway, we will give you guys an opportunity to hop in, give you a view about the Ballon d'Or. Anyone want to hop in before I hop into another topic, another hot topic? Not hot, but I mean like it's still amongst the Liverpool fans. No one wants to hop in. Anyway, another hot take that came in from the one of the Liverpudlians.
Must be
Okay.
Nasser.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode on the Sportcast. Tonight, I would like to speak around about the contract situation at Liverpool, with the three players that still needs to sign, which is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Virgil van Dijk, and Mohamed Salah. I have the feeling that two of the three will sign. So I have the feeling that Mohamed Salah and Virgil van Dijk will stay another 2 seasons at Liverpool. They will renew the contract. The feeling that I have about Trent Alexander-Arnold, my homeboy, our scouser, our actual Liverpool hero, I don't have a great feeling about Trent staying at Liverpool. I feel like his agent knows that in my personal opinion, I feel like they already agreed terms with Real Madrid, but they're waiting till the end of the season to make the announcement. So obviously the media haven't stated that Trent is leaving, but I just have the feeling that everything is leaning towards Trent leaving us, and Michael Edwards and the scouting team is going to need to get a suitable replacement for Trent Alexander-Arnold. But look, guys, I would like to hear from each and everyone from the panel and from the comment section. You guys can tell me what you guys think, who will stay and who will go, and what's your feeling around the contract situation.
Okay, cool. I
I
guess I'll
agree
give
with
you
Nasser.
guys an opportunity. I don't know much about this situation, although I take the piss a lot out of your support base. But I guess you guys probably got more answers in regards to this, but I'll still give my view, what my opinion would be. Anyone from the comment section want to jump into the 1 minute of countdown on the topic we've discussed, which is Mo Salah, Ballon d'Or, the contract situation with Trent, Virgil van Dijk, and Mo Salah. You can go for it,
See, we
Warren.
got somebody, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Warren.
There you go.
What's up, Warren?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
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 thanks to
all
you,
good.
bro.
Thank you for having me in the comments or in the box, I guess.
Always a pleasure having you.
Listen, quickly, since I sent in the video for the Salah Ballon d'Or thing, I'm not gonna really comment on that. I think he fully deserves it. So that's my 2 cents on that. There shouldn't even be a competition just based on what's happening in football. If you are a football lover, you will see what's happening. On the contract situation, like this thing has been an ongoing saga for months now, and I think until the announcements are made, it's still gonna go on. I truly believe, just like Nasser said in the video, 2 out of the 3 is probably staying. What I've heard, and this is what I've heard, is that both Virgil and Salah has already signed contracts, but they, in respect for Trent, whose thing is still up in the air, nothing is being made public. Um, but this is all smoke and mirrors. We don't know what's happening. But I do believe that Salah and Virgil has the highest probability of staying, and Trent is probably leaving in the summer, most likely to Real Madrid. So that's what I've heard. I don't know if it's true. Like nobody knows, but that's my opinion on it.
Okay, cool. Blended.
Uh, yeah, I think Look, I haven't heard anything, but I think what maybe backs that up is that Salah has gone from, whenever he was asked about the contract, he has gone from I haven't been offered anything to saying nothing now,
Okay. Fair.
which is interesting. He hasn't been saying, oh, I still haven't been offered anything. Negotiations are still happening. He he got asked the other day and he didn't respond. He just smiled. So that makes me think, okay,
Yeah.
maybe there's backing behind that. And I
And I
do
think
think if
maybe
so,
I think it.
Yeah, go for it.
No, sorry, Brandon, continue. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
oh no, I was just gonna say I agree. I think Trent. If someone's gonna leave, I think it will be Trent, and I think Salah and Van Dijk will stay. And also, like on Trent, I just think players in La Liga, especially at the likes of Real Madrid, with their fullbacks, I just think they get appreciated a lot more for what they do attacking wise. Like if I have to ask you what memory comes to your head when you think of like a Roberto Carlos or someone like that, a tackle is not going to be the first thing that comes to your head. It's because they actually got appreciated for what they could do going forward as a fullback. So yeah, that's just my opinion on that. I think he'll be
I just want to say,
appreciated a lot more.
I just want to say before I go out that also, like Brandon said, based on the weather, we haven't even heard from Virgil yet. Like speaking to the media, and Mo Salah's tune changing now from nothing is happening to going like silence is golden. I do believe if the story is true, both Virgil and Salah maybe signed NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, to not say anything, and that is just to protect Trent and the situation there. But that's what I've heard. Like I said, that's my opinion and what I've heard. We don't know what's happening, but I believe two out of the three will stay, and Trent is going.
Okay. Look, I think that Trent will definitely leave. I think that if Mo Salah does not get a lucrative contract, he's going to be off to Saudi. Because I think his agent is going to say to him, firstly, that look, even if he doesn't win the Ballon d'Or, I think that's going to add to it as well. For the simple reason is, thank you, Mooncake. For the simple reason is, right, we know how much he's been disrespected by the media.
Mm.
But if it's an Englishman, then obviously that player gets protected. So I think if Salah is not going to win the Ballon d'Or, I think the chance of him leaving will probably be to an Arab country, because his agent will probably whisper in his ear and actually sell him this dream and say, you know what, you'll be more appreciated on that side. That's what I'm thinking. But I think Virgil van Dijk will definitely stay because of being the club captain. That's why I think he will definitely stay. But I have a feeling that that's going to play a massive role in Mohamed Salah's move. Is he going to stay or is he going to go? That's just what I think. Anyway, anyone else want to hop in? No one else? Okay, cool. So I
Thanks,
think we have
Mooncake.
now, no problem. Warren,
Also
take
with
us.
Trent, just to add on to Trent as well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, no, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
Okay, no, that's
Oh,
fine.
I had such a
I,
point
I
that I
think I
forgot.
think you can actually hang around, Warren, because I mean, like, there's not a lot of people that's hopping in. You can
Okay,
actually
cool.
hang out, because I mean, it is the last episode as well, and then we're gonna go on a month break. So I'm more than happy to keep you over there as well. Yeah. So another hot take at the moment: Stevie G,
Thanks,
Mo
Mooncake.
Salah. Any idea what the hot take is on these guys?
Who's Liverpool's greatest player?
Who's a bigger
Oh my
legend?
goodness.
Who's a bigger legend between the two?
Why are you asking me this, man?
Comments?
Uh,
Look, you guys don't have to go into detail about it. Comments? Who's the
there
bigger
definitely,
leg?
there's definitely a debate, Nasser. There is a part. Listen, saying all day long, guys. I think that's disrespecting what Salah is doing. So what Salah is doing is insane, and I think there's a part of us that will always have that nostalgic feeling that we can't let go because that was our childhood. So that's a big part. And Steven Gerrard was an incredible player. But you can't not see what Salah's doing. Like, where is he now on our all-time scoring list? Like, it's insane. It's madness. So to say that it's not even a debate.
Can I put all you Liverpudlians out of your misery with this debate?
Go
And
for it.
this guy, he at times speaks facts, and at times he just runs his mouth.
Oh
Okay,
my goodness.
he's also in the media for the wrong reasons, and I think this is actually the best way of looking at it. I'll actually give you guys an opportunity to read it. I would say I'm going to agree with him on this one particularly. I would say Steven Gerrard is your club's biggest legend. And you guys know I'm not about to state that. But I'm going to say that Mohamed Salah will leave a bigger legacy at Liverpool. He will have a better legacy, meaning on what he achieved for the club. And this is exactly what he's saying over here. Jamie Carragher has stated that Mo Salah will have a bigger legacy at Liverpool than Stevie G. That's basically to summarize up. I think he will leave a better legacy, meaning his achievements, but a legend, I would say Stevie G will always be rated a bigger legend of the moments he's given most of you most of you pool fans. And I would probably use the one example or the one pointer, which is the Eastern Pool. I guess no pool fan can forget that. So that is,
No,
I
of
think, the
course not.
best way for you guys to end this debate that you guys have got.
Look, it
What do you
depends
guys make of
because
this?
if Salah stays, who knows? There could still be more to come.
No, 100%. But what I'm saying is that on the type of players that Gerrard had around him, yes, he hasn't won the amount of silverware like your Premier Leagues and the individual awards, the amount of goals, the amount of assists, and those kind of things. That Salah is currently hitting those kind of magical numbers. So I think that is actually the best way you guys can close this debate you guys are having. Who's the bigger legend? I would say, in my opinion, as a neutral, will be Steven Gerrard. Who's going to leave the better legacy, meaning achievements, individual awards, those kind of things? I would then say Salah.
Yeah, look, I can't. I know it sounds like I'm definitely going for Salah.
Hmm?
I don't have an answer to it. I was just saying, it's the way everyone just immediately said Gerrard. They just said it too easily. I think people are like just not giving Salah enough credit there. I don't actually have an answer right now. I don't know. Oh well, we know where this is going.
That's what I say. At times, he spit facts, he speaks sense, but at times he runs his mouth. So
It's funny that
I
you said he
guess,
spit as well.
I think the fact he's probably with Egypt and he's probably not playing in the major tournaments as such, or maybe got a great chance of winning. I think it's either the Champions League or the major tournament. Normally, the player who excels in that. You know, you're looking at sort of Vinny Junior and Mbappe right now. Real Madrid looking really good, going for the Champions League. Liverpool will be in that conversation, but right now he's certainly the front runner. And Roy, what you just said there in terms of getting maybe more trophies and league titles, that could actually put him above probably Kenny Legacy, Steven Gerrard, in sort of where he ranks in terms of Liverpool legends, because I think right now he's right on their shoulders.
Just say AFCON is a major tournament because a lot of people are saying people not taking that. Say AFCON is a major tournament, just so you don't.
No, Egypt haven't won the World Cup, have they?
No, but AFCON is big, wasn't it? Remember when him and Mane was going for it in the league? I'm just saying AFCON.
It's a fact. It's a fact. If you win the Euros or you win the Copa America, it's deemed to be big, so the AFCON's in the same level.
Well, I hope he's got a big mantelpiece because he might be having the Premier League title too. Who knows?
look, you know what stands out to me on this video? Just there where it's like, oh God, like what are you guys talking about? What the fuck are you guys talking about? For me personally, and I know Brandon, you've made this statement and you said that, you know what? But people are quick to say, but the Friends League is a farmers league, it's a crack league. Isn't that also disrespecting it? Look, for me personally, those are all just leagues. But if I go and I say, you know what, the Euros is actually crap. Why are they doing the Euros? What I would say is, at times I would say this, I said, yo, you know what, international breaks are so boring, you know? But I wouldn't say that it's crap. I wouldn't say that, you know what, oh God, what are you guys talking about? It's not a major tournament.
Mm.
I personally think that he wants Salah to stay, and I think his emotions also running high as a Liverpool legend because of the position you guys are in. I don't think he would have made that comment or that statement should you guys have been not first on the lot, not first in the Champions League, because he obviously wants Salah to be available for these competitions that you guys are still in. He wants him to stay. That is just my opinion. And that is why he's being disrespectful. But I also think that he's being disrespectful to African players as well. Because if you look at it, so many African players have been playing in these leagues, even Salah as well. But you respect the man's competition, but the man needs to bring you some silverware. Make that make sense to me.
Yeah, no, I thought it was very disrespectful. I thought it was ignorant. That's probably the best way that I can describe it. It's just a very ignorant statement. And listen, Africa has won the World Cup. We did it with France. So
100%.
let's
I
not
fully agree
let's
with you.
not
I
let's
fully
not
agree with you
forget
on
that.
that one. I fully agree with you on that one.
Um,
We definitely are
but
world
yeah,
champions.
yeah, exactly. And listen, Mane. I mean, in the 21-22 season, Mane didn't have an insanely good personal season. Like he did well, and then he won the AFCON with Senegal, and then he finished second in the Ballon d'Or ranking. So if that doesn't say that AFCON like doesn't have an effect, of course it does, because look what it did for Mane that year. So
Yeah,
it's just ignorant.
100%. If you look at Ghana as well, the dog, the biter, Suarez, the the
Yeah,
hand
yeah, yeah.
where he like stopped, a goal of what's his name? What's his bloody
Jan.
name? Yeah, you know. So if he didn't stop that, I'm pretty sure Ghana would have probably won the World Cup because they were on such a high. They were actually a team that actually of Africa that actually had a best opportunity to actually go and win a World Cup for Africa. A second, besides France. Thoughts on your side, Laura?
Yeah, I think he meant well, but he was very very insensitive. Especially you can't really disrespect any league in football. Like every league is important to the beautiful game. Like you can't say this league is smaller than the other league because all these players get the recognition they get based on these leagues that they're playing in for their countries and qualifying for World Cup and all the good stuff. I personally think that he takes his role as a pundit very very too far sometimes, and he just speaks whatever comes out of his neck. But I feel like Nasser and a lot of people in the comments said he was very ignorant, very
Mhm.
disrespectful to the whole African continent, football wise. And you can't really do that because great players have come from this particular continent that we are all living on. So
Absolutely,
that's my opinion.
absolutely, absolutely. And then there is another two, not fact two, there's another one hot topic which we got a few minutes on. I'm actually hoping everyone can come give their view on this one. I'm gonna play the one video, and everyone's gonna be like, this guy, I think he's got a point. But I always like to look at things completely different, from a different angle, and try and remember stuff. But oh, okay, you said this and you said that. Okay, cool. So let's hear. This guy was completely fired up. Like he was literally about to break down the studio. So let's hear what this guy had to say. Another club legend. This time around, we've covered enough Liverpool. I think we're going to cover a little bit of United, I guess, right? Because I mean, this is the last show, right? Before I go on the break.
Talent is not enough. You keep going back to go to talent. Oh, the talent. Bruno's a talented player, but talent's not enough.
Talk about Bruno, and I said
Talent is not enough, Friday. Talent is not enough.
What's he
you
won?
talk to me.
Now he's won something.
You were
Now he's
impressed
going
with
somewhere.
Tony Adams was this, Tony Adams was that. Yeah, because he was a fighter. Bruno's not a fighter. You've got young players. You have to look at somebody and go, I like what he does. No, they all can't put the ball in the top of the net from 25 yards. I get that. But you want someone's going, lads, are you with me? Are you with me?
Maybe he's not that captain, right? Maybe he's not that. I'm with.
No, he's not.
What he's
Well, I
doing in
guarantee he's
respect
not.
of saving you, playing that pass,
Saving?
the goal.
Oh, what's he saving?
He's the one
What's
that
he
brings.
saving? Two Everton.
If Bruno's
What's he saving?
If Bruno's
What's he
not there,
saving?
United are in the relegation places.
Right,
if Bruno's not
what's
there,
he saving him? What's he saving?
At the moment,
we saw him at Leicester a few weeks ago. We saw him at Leicester.
You're trying to isolate that particular game. Bruno on a regular basis saves that club in games.
Saves him. We're out in the league.
Man.
We're out in the league.
Wow.
How
is it right?
This guy.
He definitely supports United. I don't know how he says he doesn't support United. You can't be that passionate if you don't support United.
No, Brendan, man. Why you do this to me, man? I've got
So
to
I
follow
don't.
up,
What?
Man. Why did you give away my follow-up?
Oh,
You know what?
I didn't know. I didn't know. Sorry.
No, it's fine. You didn't know, but it's fine. You know what? Let me actually play the follow-up, and we can give our views.
If you've got an affinity, you've played for a club for a long time. Actually,
Yeah.
that's all. I mean, because if you ask, say,
But do you have that? I don't have that with the clubs I played for. I don't feel.
You don't feel no.
you do support United, don't you?
I don't support Man United. Absolutely
He's
not.
Tottenham
You do.
fan. He's a Tottenham man.
I don't support Man United. I don't support Nottingham Forest.
But when you're watching United, you feel more emotional or sort of about the game than.
No, you feel you've more of an insight of how it works at the club and the expectation and stuff. But you're not.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't say I'm a fan. I wouldn't be going. The results wouldn't make or break my weekend. I wouldn't be going home going, yeah, get in there. It was a great win or a heavy loss. I'd be looking at it in a professional way.
If United won,
yeah, but I wouldn't be going home. It wouldn't spoil my weekend if they lost.
It's strange.
I wouldn't be going back.
It does, mate. It does bugs me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you grew up in. I grew up in Ireland. Remember, you know, obviously I played for a club, and you're very grateful for that. And yeah, obviously I'd say you have a soft spot for them, but the results wouldn't be making or breaking your weekend. Same for Forest or Celtic, the clubs I was involved in. Absolutely not.
Talking, man. These fuckers, they like to talk shit. These guys, right? Just because they played in the highest of level, you know. They're talking shit because they played at the highest of level, right? Because everyone knows them. They are well known, right? So what do? They're like, you know what? If I say something, the world will listen. If I say something, the world is going to listen, right? And my point is this, right? If you saying in a previous podcast, no, this wouldn't break me, whatever. Why all this passion to bash a player?
Yeah.
You said you're not
It
supposed
doesn't make sense. It
Makes
definitely looked like his day was spoiled there. Just talking about Bruno. So yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. But what are your thoughts, Iggy, on what he's saying about Bruno?
Bruno, look, my personal opinion about Bruno. Bruno is not one of the best captains United has actually have in United's history. But to me, I always use the example. Like I've got a team. Then I've got a manager above me. Now my manager above me, if those team members goes to my manager and they've always been getting away with stuff and it's been going on for a long time, doesn't matter what I'm going to do. They're always going to give me the bare minimum. And they're always going to find ways to undermine me. So that is why I say, because they have got all these guys that never ran this club as a football club, and Fergie was the only one that could keep control over it and do as he's pleased, because what the success he's brought to the fans over the years. So the Glazers know, if it had to come to where Fergie started, you know what, coming out and getting frustrated, they would have then known that they would have got more protest from the fans, and that, because the fans wanted him out for a long time. And to add that kind of pressure as well, where the players are just there to sell jerseys for him and to make money, so they don't really care. Whichever manager came in after Fergie was never going to win. And it became a ripple effect, became a snowball effect where it kept on going. So that is why I say, for me, Bruno, yes, he's got valid points that young players should be looking up to him as a leader, whatever, but then why does he not point out other players like your Maguires, your Casemiros. Those are also senior players. You don't have to have the armband for that to lead by example. You're a senior player. So why is he not pointing all these things out? Why is he putting it on one player? Same thing happened to Rashford as well. Rashford has received so many um, ugly messages, threats, all of these things. And that is all stuff that affect him. And that's why immediately after a game, they would do this overlap. And then they would go at players. Forgetting these things, that these guys are also human. So now they
And
got
what
to
do you
live with
think?
it. Mhm.
And what do you think about it? It wasn't in that clip, but Jill said that Bruno is a great player, but not a great captain. What do you think about that?
That's why I say he's not the best of captains. But if you got players around you, it does make your job difficult to actually be a great captain. It's not like in the Tony Adams, the Roy Keanes, the Steven Gerrards, that time. In today's age, you will see players is more about the flashy things. It's difficult to lead these kind of players. It's very difficult. If you look at it, the kind of cars they come to the training with, that time you didn't get all of these kind of bollocks going on. So name name 10 good captains in in today's game. Just like that. It's
Van
difficult. You have
Dijk,
to think about it. Van Dijk,
or he's injured, but Rodri.
you know what I'm saying? So we have to think about this like where is good captains in teams? What captain's actually good that you can say he's leading the team? But if you ask in those days, you can go. You can go Roy Keane, Kerry Neville, you can go Steven Gerrard, you can go um,
John Terry.
Vidic, you can go Terry, you can go Lampard. You could name it just like this because players knew that this is almost like your coach on the field. What he say goes on that field.
Yeah.
So
And I don't know if
Bruno,
it's going to be a talking point, but I wanted to also ask you about Garnacho walking straight down the tunnel. I don't know if that's also one of the talking points.
no, that's actually where we're ending off now. That's why I wanted to speak around this quickly, and obviously all other things that actually comes up. Now that's another thing as well. Garnacho walking off the field as well. That could be frustrations, but he's a player that's been long in the squad, but he doesn't act like a senior player. He doesn't act like a senior player, and that's why I say that there's a lot of things that has changed the game completely.
I wonder. This sounds really stupid, but do you think that players walking down the tunnel at United is always looks a bit more dramatic because of where the tunnel is?
That could also be one of the things that I
Because
think.
you got to walk to get to the tunnel. It's not right there by the benches. You know what I mean?
That could actually be a good point as well. I never thought about it that way, but I think you're actually onto something. I think you're onto something on that one because it is a bit of a walk away to get to the tunnel, and then the cameras is on you all the time, and there's always cameras from all angles if you think about it.
Hmm.
There's always cameras from
Yeah.
all angles if you think about it.
It's just a thought that came to my head.
Mm.
Warren, you want to say anything?
About Bruno.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
bro.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Bruno.
So we don't talk about Bruno, but anyway, yeah, Bruno Fernandes with the current United, the way that they are playing and everything, he is a great player. Like I'm not gonna take anything away from him. He like we see in the clip, most of the times Bruno is the one that saves them with penalties and all that stuff, and they probably wouldn't be in the position they are if hasn't been for Bruno. Because if you look at where the goals are coming from for United now, like it's not Hoyland or the Xerxes or those people scoring, the defenders or the midfielders scoring. But in terms of captaincy, he isn't the best captain. There's one thing about him that I really don't like, and that is he's got this crybaby-esque attitude sometimes, and that's kind of off-putting when you watch a game of football. You don't want to see your captain do that. I don't know how United supporters look at that, but as a neutral watching a United game, you don't want to see your captain being all mope-faced the whole time. Just suck it up, buttercup, and get on with the show. Um, but in terms of a player, like you can't take away that he's a phenomenal footballer, and if you watch him play for his country, also he plays really really well. So I'm not gonna take that away from him. It's just there's certain characteristics that you don't want to see in him when you are wearing that captaincy armband.
100%. Look, I'm going to agree to disagree slightly. Like I said, that he is not the best of captains. He's not a great captain, but I believe he's still a good captain as well. Same like he's a good player as well. But if we also think about it, like the cameras on United is always on certain players even more than what it is on other players. So
Yeah.
like it
Okay.
would have been always like trying to be on the Rashford, looking for something. That's going to obviously, spark something. That's always going to be on a Bruno and that. So if we think about it with Bruno, it could also be, yes, at times I agree. You should not be complaining. But most times for now, you cannot blame any player that gets frustrated, even if you're not the captain as well. I mean, Casemiro has done it. In which game was the game? I was like, Casemiro, this is not normally you. That shouts at Canacho it was, I think. I think it was at Canacho. Which game it was? Yeah, but he had a go at Canacho, and that is normally not what Bruno is about. But that's why I say that cameras is always going to be on him, and people are always going to take things out of context all the time. So if you look even at
Hundred
Amorim,
percent.
look at Amorim as well. If you look at that time when he was sitting like this by the bench, and people took that and they were putting a caption on there, and then people ran with it. So United, Liverpool, even Arsenal, they will always sell the most toys. But I do agree that at times Bruno does actually act out, and there's no denying that.
Hmm.
But is he a great captain? I would say no. Is he a good captain? I would say absolutely yes. Because if he was not a good captain, how come he can still lead the team in moments where they still get that result? It takes a captain to still get that moments to get that result.
True.
That's just
Yeah,
my take
look,
on
I
it.
mean, a different point of view on this, talking about Casemiro and stuff. It is just interesting to me that, with the whole Casemiro thing, how it's to leave the football before the football leaves you and all that kind of stuff. Now, if you look at De Bruyne at City at the moment, he looks like he's fallen off a cliff. And he's been an incredible player in the Premier League. But everybody's like, feel bad for De Bruyne, sad to see him like this. He's been incredible. But then when Casemiro has his massive dip, it's like I said, leave the football before the
Before the
football
football
leaves
leaves
you.
you.
Why is he still there? It's like so look, the pressures at a United compared to a City, or the way different players are treated,
Absolutely.
it's interesting.
Absolutely. Even if you look at Rashford currently, and now people is like, oh, but look at Rashford, he's been revived. United
It's
has
not
messed
even
up.
that. It's not even that different, honestly.
And then you
Watching
get
Rashford at Aston Villa, it's not that different.
100%, and then you get Anthony, and then you would get Anthony that would have a much 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 better game at where he is. They're like, look at Anthony, United destroys him, whatever, which is okay for me, guys. Honestly, I don't mind rival fans going at players, all right, of United, but the own fan base, like your Goldbridges, your Roy Keanes, those guys going at, you know, and then the other United fans jumps onto that bandwagon, and then they get obviously upset when things don't go their way. That's why I always say to people, I don't get upset. I've seen the good, I've seen the bad of United, so I will get frustrated years over the result, like, oh fuck, didn't go my way. You know what? What can I take from this game? Okay, that was good, that was good. Okay, that was bad. Okay, you know what? It is what it is. Next one, what is good? What are we building from that? And that's how I basically watch the game. And that's why people's like, are you happy with United being in this position? Absolutely not. I'm okay. Yes, I am, because I know there's a lot of things that goes with this, right? But if you look at, for instance, the Anthony's, the Sancho, and freedom, but I mean, like, there's no real freedom over there. So I mean, that's got to
Mm.
tell you something. It's much more deeper. People look at the case. We can quickly touch on that as well. We got about 5 minutes where they say Ineos is cutting this, they're doing that. It's probably like overspending, like the club, but the Glazers know they could have generated money because they buy one big name, keep the fans happy. Everyone buys a million t-shirts in one day.
Mm.
They generated money back again. So what I am looking at that situation, I always look at things different. I look at, okay, cool. He's been cutting jobs, he's been doing this, he's been doing that. But does that mean he cannot bring the things back? Then people use the example, but he's got this players on so much million in about 2, 3 weeks. Like, does it make sense for you to say, okay, let's get rid of this player so it's the saving salary? You're gonna have to pay out these players.
Mm.
So they don't look at these kind of things. So what does he do? He cut these things. Once he's got the club back on track, he can always bring back from the staff. He can always bring back the type of food that's been going into the canteen. So those are things that can be brought back immediately. It's not going to cost him an arm and a leg to bring it back. It's going to cost him an arm and a leg to get rid of maybe a Casemiro, get rid of a Rashford. Let's just let him go for free. Or let him just, like, we don't want to play you. They got to generate money again.
So what do you think then, looking at next season, what do you think the goal will be for next season in terms of the Premier League? Try get back into the top 4, try get back into the top 8?
I would say the goal is probably going to be top 8. That's probably going to be their goal, minimum. But I think they will probably push for top 6. They will probably push for top 6 because where they currently am. And I won't be surprised if their goal still this season is top 6.
Yeah, everything is extremely tight. It's a strange season.
Because it's not like that there is massive gaps between the to getting into the top 6 and from where we are. But it's obviously a much steeper road to climb going into the top 4. And that's why I say it's going to be an interesting end to the season. A very interesting end to the season.
Mm.
But
I
we got
can't believe
FA Cup
it's
coming
been a
over this
podcast
weekend.
and we haven't spoken about Arsenal yet, which is interesting.
Yeah, that's I think I was going to end it off now because obviously I had a couple of topics. So I'm going to end it off saying that we got the last 3 minutes that we can still spare. 6 minutes, sorry. 6 more minutes. So on Arsenal, you guys still see them if they get Saka back in time, if they get Martinelli back. Who else is out of them? Waneri, I think he's coming back as well.
I think it's done there. I really, and I don't mean that in a cocky way, I really don't. But I couldn't believe when I made that video yesterday, I think it was, about them being closer to Villa than us.
Yeah.
I couldn't actually believe that when I was looking at the league table. That is mad.
That's
to
crazy.
be closer to 10th than first.
That's absolutely crazy.
I just, it doesn't even make sense, to be honest.
Warren, thoughts on your side?
Yeah, so I never count a team out, like ever, not even City, like, because anything can happen. But just looking at it mathematically, you would say that, like Brandon said, they're closer to 10th than to first. That's quite shocking. I just feel like Arsenal, there was games that they should have won that they didn't, like, put to bed, and that's gonna hurt them down the line if it didn't already. And them having these players out, we don't know when Jesus is coming back. We don't know when Havertz is out for the rest of the season. Saka, it's like an unknown. And
Yeah.
how they are playing now without these elite players is shocking because you can't depend on Marino to be your number 9. And Odegaard is not really contributing anything. So it's really, I'm quite shocked by I feel like the season is capitulating, but, like, I don't want to be cocky like Brandon said, and I don't want to be like, oh yeah, Liverpool is winning the league, because you don't know what's gonna happen. There's like 3 months left, so
But for now, and the way they're playing form wise and not getting the results against teams that they should be, um, like yeah, it's kind of concerning.
But as you know, Warren, last season when we had that injury crisis, nobody was feeling sorry for us.
100%.
Yeah,
Look,
yeah, I'm not feeling sorry for them. I'm just saying,
yeah.
I'm just saying
No, no,
that
I'm,
like,
I'm
I'm
just
not
saying
counting.
that's why I don't feel bad for them at all.
I'm not counting any team out. That's all I'm saying because anything can happen, and I'm not gonna be the one to sit with egg on my face. I'm sorry. So I'm just gonna say anything can happen.
Yeah, because if you look at it, right, they got currently 54 points. Villa has got currently 42 points. Just on the video you made. That's a 12 point gap between the two of them. Then there's obviously the 13-point gap that you guys got with them as well. Alright? So they've got one game in hand. If they win their game in hand, that puts them 10 points behind you guys. But then they gotta get the job done. They got to
Yeah,
get
and
the
we
job
have
done.
to have a meltdown basically.
100%. And you guys are still facing each other if I speak under correction.
Yes,
Yeah, at Anfield.
I think it's like the third last game of the season or the second
And
last game.
if they can get that game over the line, then that leaves a 7-point gap. And if
And
that's
there's
a
also a
7
chance, and Lord may this happen. By the time it gets to that Anfield game, they might have to give us a guard of honor.
That's the other
Now
thing as
imagine
well.
that.
That's going to be crazy. That's going to be
Yeah, that'd
crazy.
be amazing.
That's going to be a 7-point gap. Then they must still play us as well. They still need to play us as
Yeah.
well.
And that's always an interesting game.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, the fixtures are not looking that great. The next couple of fixtures are not looking that great.
100%. That's why I say there is no ifs and buts. You have to get your job done. But if we look at it, just for the example, in the ifs and the buts, if Liverpool should take a knock with 2 games.
Can I respond to that comment, Iggy?
Yeah, sure.
I wasn't comparing De Bruyne to Casemiro as players. I was comparing the reactions that they both had from people when they each had their downfall. I'm not comparing them individually as players.
Guys, you must remember, guys, so what we're doing here is we try and be as unbiased as possible.
Yeah.
And you guys know me. I take the piss out of the rivals like almost 24/7. For this month, I'm taking a break for Ramadan because I want to just focus on getting myself back. So the thing is this, that it's not even about Casemiro's cups. It's not even about the Brandon's cups and those things. All Brandon did was saying that when Casemiro is going through a dip, the whole world
Can
is
you just
like,
delete that comment there because it's kind of rude.
which one is this?
Fadiel.
Ah, man, you know what? Just leave him there, man. There in the crying section.
Sorry, I just okay.
You see, Warren. The thing is this: you're going to get idiots like that in the comment section. Now you see, because they never see me interact with people. They see the one-liners I do on my videos, so they don't know
They
I
take
can
that
be.
as what that
So
they
they
take that
so,
as
so they
all.
don't know I can be sarcastic. They don't know I can be extremely rude, making you think, yo, why are you being like a doers, you know? And I don't want to be that guy. But sometimes people, they don't use this. They use the bottom and then they open up the mouth. Do you get what I'm saying? So you need to use the bottom and then you can come through the mouth. So that's perfectly fine, you know? So yeah, as I was saying, before I get interrupted by the toddler down there, carry on in the play area there, sir. So it's not even about the trophies, those kind of things. It's about where people are saying, Casemiro, leave the football before the football leaves you. And when the brain is having a slump, people are feeling sorry for him. So that's basically what he was saying. Was it Ambrana that actually made that comment?
No,
no,
it was.
sorry, it was
that other
Levi.
guy.
Oh, Levi. Yeah, Levi, I hope that answered your question. Yeah. So look, like I was saying, football
it's Levi,
is
Warren, sorry.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Oh,
is it
Levi.
that Levi?
It's the actual Levi. I didn't even
Oh,
know it was you,
Levi,
brother.
Levi that actually sends you the videos.
Yeah.
Ah, where's Levi from?
Kenya.
Ah, Kenya. So when we go to Kenya, Brandon, we got a place to stay. I like this, man.
Yeah.
I like
Yeah, we'll
this.
be
I like
staying at
this.
you, Levi.
Yeah, because I know I won't disclose what kind of work Warren is doing, but he said the work he's in, he's definitely gonna pull off some tickets for us, Brandon.
Oh my word, Brandon knows what I'm doing, but just
No,
don't say
I
it on the
know.
live.
That's what I'm saying. Warren, I don't want to disclose it on the live what kind of
Yeah.
work you are doing. Brandon knows. I know. So that's what I'm saying, Brandon. Me and you both know. In that industry, he can definitely pull something off for the two of us.
For sure. It's like a taxi minus the I, Warren.
100%, Brandon. You know
Brandon,
where I'm
stop
going
it!
to.
No,
100%, 100%. Yeah.
I'm
So
a
yeah,
taxi
so
driver.
I think it's gonna be interesting, guys, for you guys till the end of the season. I think the only thing is now what Liverpool and Arsenal fan base can say. Arsenal's got to keep on doing their job. Liverpool got to keep on doing their job.
Yep.
Whoever slips up, Liverpool should not give them a chance to get back into the race. Because if they do, I don't think you guys are going to hear the end of it. Not just from Arsenal, but from yours truly as well. So everyone, I want to say thank you so much.
Yeah.
Episode 14. It was an exciting journey thus far. 14 episodes into the sportcast. I could not have done this without you guys in the comment section, without Brandon, Warren, whoever sends videos, Nasser. I think Levi sent also a video once as well, I think.
Yeah.
So guys, please keep the videos going. You can DM Brandon, myself, doesn't matter. I will return after Ramadan. I want to say to everyone, have a blessed Ramadan. Stay blessed and be safe out there. And then yeah, and I'll see you guys back after Ramadan. Enjoy the
Enjoy it,
football,
brother.
All right.
and I
Stay
hope you
strong, see.
guys are gonna enjoy the football as well, man. I will
Yeah.
be signing out from the sportcast, and I will
Enjoy the
definitely,
FA Cup.
absolutely, FA Cup is not for everyone, still be in it, I apologize, guys. I apologize. It's not Ramadan yet, so I'm taking my final shots. But anyway, guys, have a blessed evening.
You
Thank you
too.
for availing yourself. Thank you for your time, guys. Have a
No
fantastic
problem.
evening, guys.
Cheers,
I'll be
everybody.
signing out.
Strong,
Cheers.
safe.
Cheers,
Bye.
guys.